Tell people on average, like, how many layers are you working with when you're doing your edits in After Effects?
Oh my word.
Yeah.
To be honest with you, that is the downside. It does get kind of crazy. I mean, I'm just loading up now, but I mean, the last video was whatever it was, a minute and 40. But I probably had about, everything was pre-comped, so like 100 layers, over 100 layers.
Hey fellas, engaging with and sharing our work makes the algorithm favor our content. We're asking for your help to reach more folks passionate about this art form. Please share, like, comment, and engage with our content the most you can. We appreciate you. Now here's what you came for.
We're pretty much good to go then. I've got RocketGoose on, a Call of Duty and Halo editor. So if you could just introduce yourself, tell us who you are and how long you've been creating in the space for, and how old you are.
Yeah, hi. I'm Goose, but I've sort of been in the space for about 15 years, maybe a little bit longer. I sort of got into it properly about 13 years ago. But then just recently I just sort of did a video after about 8 years. So it's been a while.
And how old are you?
32.
32. That's the same age as Andy.
Oh, no, hang on, 31.
31.
Yeah, 31, sorry. Doing myself out of a year there.
You're good. So we're both millennials, so just out of curiosity, how did you come up with the name RocketGoose? Like, how did you get your name?
Yeah, so weirdly, so back in the day they used to do a what was it, an Xbox magazine called I can't remember what it was called, but one of the editors in that was called Rocket Moose, and I always used to watch and read all of his reviews on games, so I just sort of iterated on that.
Oh, okay. And where are you from?
UK.
UK. Okay, so
Stoke-on-Trent. Yeah, just south of Manchester.
Gotcha. So like in Europe.
Yeah.
What's it called? And how did you first get into video editing, and what drew you to it?
So I initially started as a player. So I remember 16 years ago, I bought my first recording device, and then yeah, got going on it. I remember literally doing the first weekend and then editing the footage in, I can't remember what the Apple software was called, but clipping it and putting it to some music, and then just kept going from there, really.
Do you remember what the software that you use or the device that you use was called to record?
Yeah, it was called, it was a HD PVR, and I can't remember what the software was called, but I remember it just came out on Apple, the support for it. I can't remember what it's called though.
The Blackmagic HD PVR. That's what I had back in the day too.
Yeah, it's good. It was a good piece of kit actually.
Yeah, great device.
Yeah, I can't remember what the software was called, but the software was really good that ran it. I remember that.
Oh, I wish I could remember the software too. That's going way back.
Yeah.
And those things were actually pretty expensive too. They weren't cheap. They're like probably
Yeah.
about
Yeah. Yeah, I remember them being more expensive, but I think if you were nitpicking, I recall, I think they were better, slightly better quality, or you could really tell if you'd put the exposure up on something, you'd be able to tell.
interesting. I did not know that.
Yeah, they were slightly better. I think they encoded slightly better.
I know that if you used a certain kind of cable setup back in the day, you were able to get better quality than there were like some HD cables and there were some like SD
Yeah.
cables or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
It's a long time ago.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I see a lot of Call of Duty montages in your catalog. When did you decide to start editing Halo, and why? And correct me if I'm wrong, by the way, in anything that I assume there.
No, that's pretty much it really. But to be fair, I was I'd started out. I was always a Halo player, always. Like Halo was my primary game, but just back in the day, there's quite a big community, and it's quite easy to get engulfed and sort of involved in that community. So I met a lot of people and worked for various different people, but I'd say the Call of Duty side where you could, there's a lot more, there's just a lot more opportunity sort of thing to grow. And I learned quite a lot to be fair doing it, and met some really good people. So yeah, I mean, I was quite late to the whole Halo editing thing, but I was playing Halo constantly for the thick end of sort of 10, 12 years really.
What year would you say you got involved in Halo editing? Like,
Uh,
or how long ago?
I'd say it's probably, I think I did my first edit in 2012, yeah, 2012.
Okay.
But at the time, like it was a real thing. Like if like a COD editor went to do a Halo edit, like back in the day, it was like, you know, they'd often screw it up. Like try to, and they usually people just wouldn't like engage with the content. But making like a good Halo edit back in the day, like if you could do COD and you could do Halo quite well, then it was like quite a good thing to, like quite a bit of an achievement to have, really.
Interesting. That actually leads me to a question that I was gonna ask down the line is, you've edited to both COD and Halo. Which one would you say is harder to edit to?
Yeah, so definitely Halo. You've got uh, well, back in the day, especially on the 360, I had less sort of options really in terms of the footage. But now it's you you have theatre and you could do a lot more from that point of view. It's a lot more like you could curate a better sort of actual like directed video if you like. But with COD, you could just go hell for leather FX, transitions, flow, and stuff like that. Whereas Halo, like even now, you have to really think about how you putting it together.
Interesting. So you would say Halo's harder to edit to than Call of Duty?
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, because you got to really think about like generating. You got to generate sort of pace, really.
The flow and the
You
pace?
can't. Yeah, you got to generate pacing with your cinematics and your theater clips, really.
And, you sent me a video called "Kiss the Sky." I'll
Yeah,
dude, like, I I was blown away by that freaking video, dude. Like, I've never seen that before.
yeah, he's pretty crazy. I mean, like that's a beautifully made video. Like, there's no question about it. Um, he's put together something quite special there, really. If you actually look at his content as well, like he's about 7 years ago, I think the Call of Duty guys, the PC guys, they created like a workflow where you could get 3D scenes from demos, which demos are essentially like clips. So they created a workflow for that. So basically, like the world's your oyster. You can pretty much do what you want from there, as long as you get the 3D scene into like Unreal or Blender. You can do anything really. Whereas Halo doesn't really have that workflow. I mean, they've done a lot of good work, like through Reclaimer and stuff like that, about getting the maps and porting everything over. But in terms of actually porting and getting the keyframes of the players and the bone structure and all the player models into the game, they haven't really got that yet. I don't think they can because of the way that the game's been made. But yeah, it's just CS and COD. They've got a lot more tools available to them now in terms of editing.
Tell us about those tools. Are you familiar with those tools? What kind of tools do they have that Halo doesn't have? I know you just kind of broke it down a little bit, but maybe you can explore it a little bit more.
Yeah, so basically they've over the years, like Counter-Strike did it. Well, Counter-Strike did it years and years ago. That's what, well, Source Filmmaker is one, and then you can get all the game data from Source Filmmaker, including like the player models and the keyframe and like the armatures, which is like the bone structures of the players, and then you can get the point of views as well. So it just imports the point of views of camera, just over the gun essentially. So basically you can create all these crazy edits and everything that people see, and then yeah, it's quite impressive. But I mean, with the MCC, and then they released they all the guys in the community that do the good work, they released all the porting tools and stuff. But I don't think Bungie developed it the same way, where you can literally get the data from the player models in like the theater clips, because theater clips aren't demos, they're like movies or something
Right.
inside the game engine. But like, yeah, so we can't extract it to the level that like Counter-Strike or Call of Duty could.
Yeah, man. I wish we had those tools available to us, man. So if any Halo editors
It's crazy.
yeah, if any Halo editors are watching, like, what's it called? Which they will be because it's mostly Halo, right? That watches these
Yeah,
podcasts that we do. But don't feel so intimidated watching these super crazy edits in COD and
yeah,
and Counter Strike as well. We're doing God's work.
we are. I mean, we do like I've I've been on it pretty much today. Like, just creating a new edit. Um, but this won't have any gameplay in, so it's basically, well, it's mostly going to be 3D. I did the storyboard last week, so I'm sort of trying to put it together now. And that's got like the maps and stuff, and like, to be fair, there's quite a lot of content floating around now in like the Halo archive, which they're a really good bunch of guys. They've got a lot of ported content which is textured and stuff like that, so you can have a little play around with it.
Yeah, the Halo archive is great. That's where I got a
Yeah,
lot of the models for Halo 2 and stuff, and the assets that I put in the FMA channel there in the Discord channel. But yeah, dropping and I'm surprised, yeah, we haven't dropped the Halo Archives name yet, up until this podcast, which is wild because
yeah,
I mean I know Slippin had mentioned Plastered Crab, which is like he's like the leader of that whole movement there. Um
yeah. Dude,
like
they're doing like such good work, man. The people inside that community, like, they're doing such good stuff. Like, you go through all the stuff, all of like the chats, and like looking at what they're doing, it's crazy, really.
yeah, it's amazing what they're doing and my I tip my hat off to those guys and I'm so grateful for what for what they've done and what they
Yeah,
continue to do for the
100%.
community. Um, let's get back to these questions here. We're still on section 1 here. Do you remember the first montage you ever created and what is it like looking back at it?
Yeah, so I suppose like I did a bit of a montage, but it's a bit of a clip really of my first clips editing, like say when they got my capture card. But really it was probably my free for all Taj I made, which was about 14 years ago, so 2011. And that was pretty good. That was pretty well received, actually. And that's the first sort of edit I really thought about what I was doing, with the clips and with the editing. So yeah, yeah. But Halo wise, it came a lot longer after. I did actually give a friend of mine some Halo clips, but that would have been the first Halo clip I'd ever had done for me or done.
And I wanted to bring up the montage that you just made. It's called what is it? Is it
Oh yeah,
fragmented?
Fragmented. Yeah, it's
Fragmented.
I did my part, and Dave C Davy, C Dave, he did his part and he put them together.
Dude, that video is so cool, man. So well done. So
Thank you.
that's a collaboration in that?
Yeah, yeah. So that's my part. The bit that's on my channel is my part, and then Dave's put the whole thing that the player wanted. So Dave's part and my part in it ended up coming to about 3.5 minutes, I think it was, or 3 minutes.
Okay, so is
3.5 minutes.
who did the last bit with the dancing Spartan?
That was me.
Dude, that's so dope, dude. That's so dope.
Yeah, it's good. It's good, right? I just don't know how I got to that, but I was gonna do like a scene, um, like a scene with two Spartans in a lift and do like some elevator music. Um, but it ended up not being, and we ended up just doing that instead.
Dude, that thing is so cool. The way he dances is so like it's so fucking smooth, you know? Like it's dope as hell.
Mm. Yeah.
So I wanted to bring up, you had sent me a bunch of videos, like a list of videos, not only videos that you've done, but you also sent me some videos that have inspired you as an editor.
Yeah, yeah.
And you mentioned, we'll just touch on these guys. You mentioned B2P by GTS, Legacy by Zola, Prime by Haunt. I'm trying to think what other, you sent some other videos as well, but those are the ones that I,
Probably Carnage and Chaos.
Carnage and Chaos, yes,
Yeah.
by a time mark. Um, what about those videos stuck out to you, and why do they mean so much to you?
Yeah, I think B2P, for one, I think at the time, like that made Halo 2 shine in quite a different light because people were always just playing Halo 2 console and Vista wasn't really played. Whereas on Vista, I believe that's shot in a different FOV. So that for one, but also the quality of it is way better. So before I even watched it really, like into it, I remember it jumping out at me for those reasons. But also it just has like very good masking, very good pacing, no wasted cinematics, nothing. It's pretty spot on really.
Yeah, that video's incredible, man. A lot of people cite GTS as ill composed, but they sleep on B2P. He's got a few videos like that. I think he's got like the composure trailer as well that he did. All of them solid as hell.
Yeah, no, it's yeah, very well put together.
Yeah, and B2P is actually my favorite by GTS. So I know I don't know, like they did the greatest were you around when they did the greatest Halo montage competition back in like 2021, I think?
No, what was that?
It was like a Twitter thing where like, people voted on like the greatest Halo montage, and actually GTS's Ill Composed got second place. Um
No way.
Yeah, but the thing is the reason I bring it up in relation to B2P is I don't think B2P was in the competition. I don't remember it being in there.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that's what I was.
So
Yeah.
who won then?
Uh, well, guess.
Legacy.
No, actually,
Oh, straight ripping.
that's a good guess, but it's actually Mastery by Office Hyena.
Oh, really? That's a good video, that is.
That's a great video. Yeah, absolutely, and I think
Yeah,
encompass
that is a very good video.
montage move making from every angle there. Very good video.
Yeah.
Um, can you tell us a little bit more about the people who've influenced your style and stuff like that? The editors in the Halo space that have influenced your style?
Yeah. So I mean, I would start with let's definitely start with Zola really. I mean, he's he's pretty much the guy, isn't he, in terms of Halo edits and content creation in that space. I think I think Legacy is probably one of my favorite videos, really. But apart from that, you've got, you got Haunt, Muggsy. Yeah, I'd say those guys mainly, and then in terms of uh generally overall, um, there's a Call of Duty editor which I sort of followed mainly for a long time, sort of 15 years ago, called Dibs, DIIBBZ, and he's fantastic. Like in terms of pacing and flow of clips and how to get the most out of clips. Um, pretty good in terms of that. So I'd watch a lot of his stuff, an awful lot. So, but yeah, I mean, through the years, there's been loads of people from loads of different games, really, not just Halo.
And what about from Call of Duty?
Yeah, so yeah, like I say, Dibs. There used to be an editor called Jinx, who's in the same team. Well, he got me into Fractured when went back in the day. And then there's Aspros here, and then Gummy, and then in terms of CS, you got Fuse, Sinister. They were good editors as well. They've all got quite a similar style, really, quite like aggressive and quite like fast paced. A lot of
Yeah.
drum and bass. Yeah. But then, like, as soon as like it changed to sort of Halo, like you looked at how like Hont would edit, for example, he'd he'd generate like a lot of pacing through cinematics, and how he'd use cinematics was quite good. And I sort of learned and tried to build on that really into my own style.
Yeah, I like his use of angles and stuff, like, it's really
Yeah,
interesting and neat the way he structures everything. Um,
yeah.
what's it called? We're gonna move on to the next section here, section 2, editing and creative processes. Um, just tell us about the softwares you use and, yeah, tell us about what softwares you use.
Yeah, so I use After Effects into Vegas. So After Effects for the video, and then Vegas for sound. I don't use any sound when I'm editing videos. I do all my videos in one, and I do all the editing in one hit, and then do the sound straight after, which is kind of unconventional. But yeah, that's how I've always done it.
That's interesting. So you do all your editing in After Effects as well?
Yeah, yeah, all of it.
That's how I do it, and that's how I was just talking to Pooba the other day, and Pooba was telling me he does all his montage editing in After Effects as well. Um, I was talking to Xander the other day, and Xander was like, "No, you got to use Premiere Pro," and he like bullied me into getting Premiere Pro, and I'm learning Premiere Pro now. Is it?
I think Xander uses the integration, doesn't he? Because he was on to me about that. He's like, you should use or was it Dave? I can't remember. It might have been. I think it was Xander who said you should use it because it's got an integration for After Effects. So
I understand like his rationale for that is like, it's easier to visualize the timeline in Premiere Pro than it is in After Effects. Because you end up like how tell people on average like how many layers are you working with when you're doing your edits in After Effects?
oh, oh my word.
Yeah.
Like it does, to be honest with you, that is the downside. It does get kind of crazy. I mean, I'm just loading it up now, but I mean, the last video was whatever it was, a minute and 40. But I probably had about everything was pre-comped, so like 100 layers, over 100 layers.
Yeah, and I that's the way to do it is to pre-comp stuff and to keep everything organized. Because if you don't do
Yeah,
that, if you're editing purely in After Effects and you don't organize your stuff and you do all of it in one composition, that's you're not gonna get the project done, let's just say that. Or it'll be really hard.
yeah, really hard. Generally, I just I edit in one, but I edit the clips. I edit the clips in one, and then I add the clip to the edit comp, and then I add the edit comp to the main comp, which is where I do like blur, motion blur, CC, all that.
Right. Yeah, that's how I work.
So
That's pretty much how I was
yeah,
working. But now
yeah.
I guess I'm gonna learn this Premiere Pro just to do my simple editing and stuff in there, like the reaction videos I do and like, the podcast and stuff. But because obviously you can't edit the podcast in After Effects, they're hour-long videos, rendering that out of After Effects, it'd be insane.
I think the Vegas is pretty good for that though, no?
Well, yeah, no, yeah, Vegas is good for that. It's just, I don't know, I just don't like the newer versions of Vegas, and I was using, like, a really old version of Vegas. I was using, like, Vegas 10, and,
Okay.
yeah, and the reason for that is 'cause it has it doesn't have it's not as cluttered, and, but the problem with my version of Vegas is when I would time remap audio, it would crash. So, like, I was like, "You know what? I'll do what Xander suggested, and I'll learn Premiere Pro, and I'll do my sound editing in there."
I
Um,
do actually think I think Premiere Pro is actually very good for sound. Dave keeps going on about it, but I think Vegas is very good for sound. I mean, I'm a bit long in the tooth. I've been doing it for 15 years. I don't think I can change.
well, actually, like the interface for these sequencing softwares are a lot simpler than After Effects. I could understand like if you went from After Effects to like I don't know another compositor, maybe like Nuke or something, where it's like
Yeah.
oh, but um yeah, and I do think that it's easier to visualize stuff within the timeline in Vegas than it is in Premiere Pro because I have a hard time seeing stuff
in the timeline as easy as in Vegas.
Yeah. Have you used DaVinci?
I have, yeah. DaVinci's great, dude. I have nothing but good things to say about it. It's just, you know, I I don't you have to pay like $200 for like the pro version of it and stuff like that. And you
Oh,
know,
really?
yeah, it's you got to get a pro license for that. I think. I mean, somebody could correct me on that, but um, uh, I'm almost certain you have to get like a license to unlock the entire software.
Yeah.
And at that point, I'd rather just stick with Adobe.
Yeah. Yeah. I like the Adobe. I like the Adobe packages generally. I think they're good.
But DaVinci actually works a lot like Vegas.
Oh, really?
Yeah, like it has the same kind of feel. Like when I open up DaVinci, like it feels the same, to me at least.
It's better for grading as well, no?
I've heard that too. Yeah, for like color grading and stuff like that. I've heard it's a lot better. Yeah.
Yeah.
And but Xander was saying that Premiere Pro is really good for color grading. It's actually better than After Effects.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I never heard that, but I was talking to GPT about it, and GPT said that too. Said the color grading
Yeah.
tools in Premiere Pro are better than in After Effects.
Well, it's crazy, you know, because like when Dave hit me up on Facebook and he was like, "Can you help me?" I was like, "Yeah, that's fine." So I had to re-download everything. So for After Effects, I pay the Creative Cloud thing, whatever that is.
Yeah.
But I didn't have any like plugins or anything. So like back in the day, I used to use Magic Bullet Looks. I used to do a lot of CCing, color correction in there. So I didn't have anything. So I had to, so I was like to Dave, like, what the hell do people use? And he's like, try Lumetri color.
Yeah, that's yeah.
Yeah. So I used that. What a great piece of kit that is.
Yeah, right? Like you could
Yeah.
it
It's so
has
good.
like 3 layers of coloring and then like you can click on and off to see what it looks like.
Yeah. So good.
And then if you pull up Lumetri scopes, like you can actually get a like kind of like a visual representation of the colors on a graph.
Oh, no way.
Yeah, to see if like any colors get blown out and you lose any detail and stuff. So it's actually a really neat thing that After Effects has. I don't know if
I have to check that out.
yeah, I don't know if what's it called, if Premiere Pro has that, but it probably does, but I'm still learning it. I just picked it up yesterday.
Yeah. Yeah. I'll have to check that out. Like I say, a lot of it's still quite new to me because like After Effects generally in 8 years has changed quite a lot. So like rotoscoping wasn't a thing. You'd have to individually mask every single layer.
Oh, you remember what that was like?
Yeah, which is what I did for that transition in the like with the portal in the recent video. And Dave was like, you could have just rotoscoped it. I was like, what? What the hell's a rotoscope?
It's actually probably easier to do that with a garbage mask than it is to do it through well, I don't know, maybe. The roto
Yeah.
the roto tool is actually pretty good at catching like what your intentions are. It's kind of like magic.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a pretty good tool. I'm not gonna lie. I've been using quite a lot of it recently, just having to play around.
Now, I said in the Xander podcast, I said that my biggest fear is rotoscoping something for hours and having it not look good. And I think he misunderstood me as rotoscoping and it just coming out bad like a bad mask. No, I mean rotoscoping a whole thing and it's perfect, but when you go and put it in the video, it just doesn't look good. You have to scrap it. That fucking blows.
Yeah. Dude, I did the same thing. Like I used the rotoscope in the video once and I didn't realize, but I had it on because I was like previewing it. I had it on quarter resolution, so I rotoscoped the entire scene in quarter resolution, and then it came out. I was like, that looks crap. And then I didn't realize I didn't rotoscope it in full.
And you did that all by hand too.
Yeah, so I was just like, I'm just gonna do this by hand. It looks crap. It's like, dude, you're an idiot. You put it on full.
Oh, wait. I think even if oh, wait, you're right. Yeah, it does mess with the quality of the roto, yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
I think that's happened to me a bunch of times, actually.
because it picks it up as like blocks.
Right, right, yeah.
So yeah.
Back to the questions is, actually, let's go down to one of these other questions here. What's your personal opinion on the usage of AI in edits, and where should one draw the line in the terms of using AI in an edit?
Uh, Yeah, so I mean, in terms of actually like using AI in edits, I mean, I think it's good for like I I think it's good for obviously you should ask it questions like how can I do this, or I've got this problem, how can I overcome it? I mean, like using it for that, like for troubleshooting stuff is really good. In terms of like using models like Sora or the new Gemini one to create your content, I mean, I don't know. Like, personally, I think it looks pretty crap anyway, or bad anyway. So it's pretty obvious when people have done it. I think.
Yeah,
I don't like it personally. But then again, like it gets it depends what kind of content you're pushing out there. Really, like I think it's good. I don't know. I think it's good but I think the people that are actually consuming the content probably enjoy it. So, like at the end of the day, I don't think it's a bad thing. But from an artistic standpoint, I don't think there's any place for it in like an artistic from an artistic point of view, I guess.
gotcha.
I like it if people would say like, or if there'd be something in the future to say like this thing's been generated.
Yeah,
But Uh, yeah, I don't know. I think I think it's not really where it should like, it's not where it is gonna be. It's not where it's at a place now where it looks good or it looks like it's not human, if you know what I mean.
yeah,
I don't
not
know, it's not
perfect.
perfect.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know.
With the 3D model, you can get absolute perfection out of that. Like no, and there's no like artifacting or whatever the hell you call it, where the AI turns into kind of like distortion and stuff, you know.
Mm.
Um, but yeah, I am curious. I'm asking this to everybody to get their idea on like on what where they personally draw the line in terms of like having AI create certain things for them and particularly generative AI. I think we're all okay with using things like ChatGPT to kind of guide you through a software, for example. I don't think anybody would say that's cheating. I think that'd be like, oh, I got my own personal tutor, like,
Oh,
uh,
yeah, of course, yeah.
yeah,
Dude, that's how I learned a lot of Blender. Like, you just ask what this means.
yeah, that helps a lot. Um,
Massively.
do you prefer working with your own clips or editing for others?
To other people generally, my clips are pretty rubbish. I wish I could hit better clips, but I can't. So, um, generally generally editing other people's stuff's better, really.
We're in the same boat, man. I can't play Halo for shit, bro.
Yeah, man. I wish like I don't get me wrong. I'm okay, but I'm not as good as these mate people who are playing now who are like crazy good, like Tylenol and Trippy and
You got these guys doing 360s after they get a triple kill or higher and they get a fucking no scope, like for the overkill.
yeah, it's
Like,
yeah,
dude,
it's crazy.
how did you do that?
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, yeah, like I said, I wish I was that guy, but unfortunately I'm just not.
If you had to recommend any software to anyone looking to break into the space, which ones would you recommend?
After Effects, and Blender.
You think that'd cover everything there?
Uh, oh, sorry, no, After Effects. After Effects, I wouldn't get Vegas. If I was gonna start again, I'd do, in my suite, I'd have, yeah, Blender, After Effects, but, Premiere.
Premiere as well.
Yeah, Premiere.
Why do you say those softwares particularly?
Um, I just think with like, the way that like Halo is now, I think the guys like the Halo archive, I think that existing, I think it's a really, really good tool, to enable editors to get a bit more out of the 3D packages. So it's definitely worth a go. But I think Blender's fairly easy to get to grips of generally if you keep at it with it really. I think After Effects is just the staple. I think it does a really good job of syncing. It's got a lot of support with plugins. You can pretty much do everything you need to create a decent video in that. And then Premiere has got everything you need in terms of final composition and sound effects, really.
Yeah, I'm in agreement with you 100% in that space. I think
Yeah.
that if somebody were to ask me that question, that's the same answer I would give is Premiere, After Effects, and Blender. And maybe if you want to get into Unreal as well, that might be something worth exploring in the future. I don't know. Now that
To be fair, yeah, I mean, I totally agree with that, to be fair. I think actually the support for Unreal is going to be more as well with the way that Halo's going. I think it'll just be natively made on the Unreal Engine anyway. So I think for high production quality sort of edits and stuff like that, some of the stuff that they're doing on YouTube and Unreal is crazy.
absolutely, yeah. Um, the next question is, what effects and transitions do you believe to be staples in a Halo montage? Um, if you need me to like phrase this a little bit differently, let me know.
Yeah, so for me, I'm a big fan of the linear warp, linear sweep transition, which is basically just panning the screen across. So just wipe with linear wipe, so screen wipe essentially. Apart from that, like masking, I think you should, if you're looking to get into Halo editing, you should understand masking and how that works and how you can incorporate it into your content. I think masking is good as well, because like a lot of the time it can get you out of a bit of a hole. If you're in like a bit of a hole with your edit and you need like a way out of a part of a song or something, you can just use masking.
Interesting.
That can sort of get you out of a bit of a hole.
Linear wipes are great, man. I'm glad you mentioned them. I try to pick Xander's brain on the linear wipes in the previous podcast. Um, what's it called?
Yeah.
The wipes are amazing, kind of like transitions, especially like for like blending things, kind of like scenes together and things like that. They're mastering those is really powerful. I feel like that's a great staple, I think.
Yeah. I feel like they work quite well in like when you're linking cinematics together in the same scene, like in the same clip. I generally use that quite a lot, to be fair.
And then we're moving on to the next section here. Section 3 is community and impact.
Yeah.
How do you like what's your opinion on the Halo montage making community right now?
Yeah, oh man, like people are super nice. Like I've been not been back or whatever you call it really, but I helped Dave out with this edit, and I've sort of got into the Discord communities and stuff like that. But people are really nice. I met Xander the other day. He's really nice, and some other people in the community. Some people have commented on my video, so that was nice. So it's been good. I'd say it's very different from what I remember. Very, very, very different from the Call of Duty community as well.
I feel like we need like drama in the Halo montage space. Everybody's so nice to each other. Everybody's so cordial. I don't know, man. I shouldn't say that, but like it would be interesting. Huh?
Should we shit talk some people?
Yeah. No, no, no. No, but I don't know, man. Like that's what one thing that I remember from back in the day, because I got started back in like 2006, 2007, and there was a lot of drama back then. But I guess it's because we were kids, you know, like we were all young.
Yeah.
So we're all adults now. It's like, nah, I got better things to do than internet drama, you know. So
I mean, it's like I feel like the Call of Duty scene back in the day was so big because players played to get clips, and then editors edited clips. So like people would want the best editors to edit their clips because they would want the best representation of their clips, so they could get the most sort of views, if you like. I think it's different. Like the Halo community is a little bit different. They don't really like play for clips as such. They don't play for like content, but there's a lot of content on YouTube of Halo. But for me, it's a little bit backward because the pinnacle of content for Halo should be montages and like that kind of content, because that's how you show off your gameplay.
Right.
But people don't seem to be as interested in like creating that type of montages. So getting people into like the thought process of like keeping clips and getting clips and keeping theater clips and looking for editors, and like that will build the montage scene up. But it's
Yeah.
got to come from the player. It's got to come from the players.
Instead of clip dumping, right? Where they like just take all their footage and they just dump it in like a 15-minute video of all their best clips. And it's like, no, if you're an editor, you're like, no.
Yeah. No, but they just don't think about it, you see.
Yeah.
They're not too bothered. But like, you know, Halo's always been a very like ego driven sort of game. Like people play to be the best and like got clouting and all of that. But I feel like that energy should be pushed into editing. So like they should have the best montage and then they've got the best montage. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
How has your style evolved throughout the years, and what do you do differently now than when you first started? Besides like knowing the software better, you know?
What do I do differently now? I definitely think a lot more about like pacing and how to generate sort of how to generate pace through not what you use and what you don't use sort of thing. I definitely think a lot more about that. I think back in the day I'd probably just whack some effects on some clips and time them up. But now I'd probably have a look at the song and think about how the song sort of flows, and then put the clips like in my mind's eye, think about how the clips are going to go together.
That's what I wanted to ask
Go
you.
from there.
I was
Yeah.
gonna ask you, do you get visions when you hear a certain like very memorable song or a very motivating song or whatever to do an edit? And how are those visions like for you?
Yeah, so I heard Xander talk about this, and mine was exactly the same. I listened to the same song like going to work. I listen to the song over and over again, and I'll like think about how it goes together. And I do that for like 15 minutes, and then do it again, and then do it again, and then until you get.
Do you visualize like how do you see it in your like you mentioned your mind's eye? Do you see the edit in your eye, like in your mind's eye when you're listening to the track?
Yeah, I mean, like Dave did me the cinematics for this last edit I did, and like I was listening to it on the way home, and I was like, I need to do something really big for this last shot. And then I sort of just thought about it, and then I thought like, it'd look good if it was like a letterbox type of effect, and then it like pans into the clip and does the shot. But it'd also be good if like we pan cropped into the scope, so it hits the scope, it hits the player, hits the scope, hits the player, and that's what we ended up doing. And it ended up looking really good. I was really happy with it. So
The next question is, what's your favorite piece of feedback that you've received for one of your edits?
probably I remember there's a comment that Jinx put on my video like 10 years ago, and the bullets were all synced, but the noise levels weren't quite right, and it was quite minor. And then Jinx called me out on it. It's just like, wicked edit, but those sound effects were a little bit loud. And I was like, yeah, I know, thanks. I was like, I know about it. Please don't call me out on it though. But only he would do that, because he's got like an eye for that kind of thing.
That's really modest of you to point out a comment that stuck out to you that was a constructive criticism.
Yeah, man. Yeah, I like constructive criticism is the best thing ever. Like I had people that like with Fractured, it was great because you'd link here like unlisted in, and it's like this is what I'm thinking about doing, and like suddenly you get like 10 people just slating it, just be like, this is wrong, and then you're just like, wow, yeah, no, like that is right, that is wrong. but they're like super tough crowd. But honestly, like some of the best editors I knew were in that team.
Speaking of Call of Duty, how does how does the montage making community in Call of Duty differ from the montage making community in Halo, and how are they the same?
Oh God, yeah, I mean, I'm just sort of getting into this community, so I don't know a bunch of people yet, but I'm just sort of meeting new people. But yeah, I'd say back in the day, yeah, it was when in the Call of Duty side, c- constructive criticism was always a good one. You could always lean on people to tell you the truth on if your edit was good or bad. Um, I think that I mean, I've been into the FMA chat. I mean, I know that people post their work in there and then can get some feedback on there in there. Um, but yeah, just constructive criticism, I would say. But like I say, I've not been in this community long, so I'll find out more about that. But I've got a friend called Dave, and he gives me a lot of feedback on videos.
Now, is Dave part of the Halo community or part of? I think he's part of the Halo community from what you said. Yeah. Um,
Yeah.
w- I think I know Dave. I think he's left like a comment or two on some of my on my old channel before I deleted my channel. Uh,
Okay.
yeah, he's been in the space for a very long time. I think.
Yeah. He has. Yeah. He was, we used to play Halo back in the day, and we used to play COD and Halo together back in the day.
So, the next question is section 4, future and personal insights. Um, you just finished a project. You were telling me about another project that you're working on. The question is, what's next for RocketGoose? What are you working on?
Yeah, so at the minute I'm working on uh, like a fully 3D edit of, fully 3D Halo edit, and hopefully release it soon. I mean, I've covered quite a lot of ground today, to be fair. I've been working on it all today, so that should be out soon. Apart from that, I'd like to make a community montage, but I'd need to do it for the right reasons, really. I need to find the right music. I've kind of been putting a playlist together of some of the music that I've been listening to and trying to get some sort of ideas together. But I mean, if I was going to do that, I'd have to sort of find a way to interact with the players to let them know that I'm doing it.
Yeah.
So I think Dave and I have sort of spoken about it because Dave's got quite a big reach to the sort of playing community because well, he's got quite a large following um, through like a lot of the Twitch players and stuff like that. Because he's quite involved in the community from that point of view. So I think if we're going to do that, yeah. But like I said, we'd have to sort of do it for the right reasons, really, and we'd have to get the theatre clips from the players. I wouldn't just want like clips sent in. I'd want to have the theatre clip and do the angles and everything, and do all the clips the same way. So like on lowered reticle and 90 FOV, so they all look the same.
Right.
That I mean, I'm probably being a little bit picky, but that's what I'd want to do if I was going to do it.
Well, the entire time you were talking about that, I was thinking in my head, dude, I should extend an invite to you to help me out with Blacklist. I'm looking for editors for this project. It's like 10 editors, or we could do more if more people want to get involved, but it's 10 editors, 1-minute edits, and all in one video, you know?
That's a good idea. Yeah, that's a really good idea.
It's inspired by I mean, you know, Zola tried to do this Blacklist project back in the day, and he dropped it randomly, and I
Oh,
thought,
really?
yeah, yeah, it's an old project by Zola that he never finished.
Oh, cool. Yeah, yeah, that'd be sweet.
I think it'd be legendary, man. We could do something incredible, everyone working together and, pulling all our resources and energies into one big spirit bomb of a video.
What, are you thinking like everybody does their own part or?
Yeah, it'd be 1 minute each person.
Okay.
It might be
Yeah,
a
that'd
little
be sweet.
chaotic with this changing in songs, but, we could probably make it work.
Yeah, I mean, you'd need like, I guess you could do like, um, minute pieces and then have it like overrun, each one overrun, and then have one person, like either yourself or someone else, just composite the whole thing and put the whole thing together.
Yeah, that would be the idea. What's it called? Another thing would be getting Jinx to mix the soundtrack. Jinx is our sound guy.
Okay.
Yeah. So then the all the tracks transition in and out, smoothly, because if I were to do the sound for that, it would be terrible, not be good.
Yeah, it sounds like, I think the sound bit is probably the bit that I didn't enjoy really, but I absolutely love doing sound now.
Oh, it's a whole different world, huh?
Yeah, yeah,
Super deep.
yeah.
Um, how much longer does the Halo community have Rocket Goose as a creator in the space for?
Um, I mean, I'm not gonna. I don't think I'm gonna go and do any other games really. I mean, I think I'd like to do a Counter-Strike video one day. But I'd probably rather just do Halo. So I can't imagine me going and doing anything else. I could try an Infinite video. I've never really, I've never edited any Infinite, so I suppose I could probably give that a go, see how that goes.
Infinite's neat, man. I'd love to see an Infinite edit by you, actually.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's real neat.
Yeah. I've got it. I've just literally downloaded it the other day as well, just in case, because I thought I saw Xander was playing it, so I was gonna go and jump and play with him.
Yeah. It'd be cool to see a Halo Infinite added by you. And actually, like, there's a lot of tools for Halo Infinite. Now that I think you had mentioned Halo Archive. Now we're talking about like 3D tools and stuff like that. There's this mod tool for Blender called Eker. Um, and you can import entire maps, the actual model into Blender, um, from Infinite.
Oh, really?
Yeah, from Infinite. You could do all yeah, you could I mean, I haven't messed with it as much as I'd like, but I think you can import entire, like, probably scenes and stuff, like yeah.
Well, that's called Eker.
Ekur, yeah, Ekur.
EKUR. Okay, yeah, I'll check that out.
Yeah. The next question is, how do you stay creatively motivated after more than a decade of editing?
Um, yeah, so I mean, I just as soon as I hear a song I really like, I'll think about, even when I'm out, if I'm out and about, it could be doing anything. I'll listen to a song and then I'll think about like, oh yeah, like I really like that song, or that song will go really well to some gameplay or something like that. So just creatively, it just gets me like a bit excited, I suppose, and then I sort of think about it, and then I'll think about it, and then like now, I ended up doing something about it and sort of restarting it. Um, but yeah, it's just a bit of a creative sort of something I can just creatively do, and a bit of a get it scratches an itch really.
It's like a creative outlet for you. Um,
Yeah, yeah,
and then you get your motivation from the music.
yeah, 100%. Like I need to start with a song like I really like, and I can really see something coming from it.
Random question, have you ever had to do a project where you had to work with a music that you didn't like?
Yes, all the time.
How
'Cause
was
I used to
that?
have to do it. I used to have to do it as in a Call of Duty team called Obey, which was like, I mean, I think they had over 100,000 subscribers at the time, I think. And like you'd just be in this massive Skype chat, and then somebody would basically say like, "Oh, you're editing for this guy," and then you'd start speaking to them, and some of them they'd be like, "You have to use this song, or you have to use that song because it's not copyrighted," and stuff like that, and it would just be dreadful.
Yeah, isn't that the worst when you you gotta use music
Yeah,
that you don't like, that's uninspiring, right? Like,
yeah, man, proper sellout moment, but oh well, we did it. It was good at the time.
yeah, you learn a good lesson from that, like how to work under that kind of environment, you know?
Yeah, man, yeah, learn how to pump edits out, and like players would give you the clips, and like 2 days later they'd expect it to be like rendered and delivered.
Oh, wow, dude. That's crazy, man.
Yeah, man, it was savage. Yeah.
What piece of wisdom would you give to someone just starting out in this space?
Just start. Just do anything. If you think like, don't think too hard about it. Just find a clip, find a song, and just render it. Don't think too hard about if it looks good or bad. Just render it. Send it to me. I'll tell you if it's good or bad. But yeah, just basically, I think just start with something and just get going. And then ask for feedback after. I think really you can get like, what's the word? If you think about it too much, you get like,
Creative block?
creative block or whatever, and then you might not end up doing that thing. Whereas if you had done that thing, even if it was really bad or whatever, and you got feedback, I think feedback's the key thing, because it, like, you do your edit, you get the feedback, you do another one, and then you do another one. For me, like getting comments on videos or people saying like, "Oh, nice job," or "I think you could have done this better. I think you could have done that better." Like that makes you want to do it again, but do it better.
It, like,
So I think
reinforces things, like, beliefs in your head and stuff about how you should go about approaching a project, getting that feedback.
100%, yeah. But definitely, my advice would just be like, you know, um, join the chat, join the FMA chat. Find some clips online or something. Just edit them to some music, and then just ask for some feedback.
Absolutely, that's very well said. Absolutely, I agree. Um, what are some creators, you'd like to collaborate with and why?
Some creators I'd like to collab with.
Or, like, if you could bring anybody back from the dead, from the Halo montage editing grave, um,
um, yeah, I'd probably say, um, I don't know. Actually, that's quite a good question. Um, I'd probably say GT GTS. I think we could make a pretty kick-ass video.
funny story about GTS, man, is, like, 4 or 5 years ago, when I came back to the scene, he hit me up and he goes, "Hey man, I got a bunch of Halo 2 clips, all with angles, all at 60 FPS, and I want you to edit a video, me and you together." And dude, that scared it honestly, like, it scared the shit out of me. I was like, "Yo, I am not prepared for this." Like,
Hmm.
it scared the absolute crap out of me, and I actually I turned him down. I said, I don't I need, like, a lot of time, or, like, I just don't wanna, I don't think I'd be able to produce anything that is on the level that I'd like to, at the
Oh,
time."
no way.
Yeah, and then now I actually hit him up, like, a couple weeks ago. I'm like, "Hey, man, is that project still, still up for grabs?" Are we s can I still do that project? So I'm waiting to hear back from him. He's actually in the FMA, Discord.
Oh, no way! Is he really?
Yeah,
I thought he was. Okay, cool.
yeah, he's in the Discord group. Um, what's it called?
Check him out.
I think I got one more question, and then we could just shoot the shit. Um,
Yeah, yeah.
how do you think we can make our Halo montages better?
I'd say more.
Yeah, it's a difficult question, I know, and I'm putting you on the spot here.
I honestly don't know. I'd say I'd say more 3D would be good. Um, People doing more with 3D. I think now that the game has more assets, readily available, um, I think you can do a lot with them. And it opens the game up a lot more. can't really think of anything else, to be honest.
So 3D. That's what Blackhawk said. He said we got to explore more of the 3D assets that we have available to us. Get more
Right.
creative with that. Yeah, Blackhawk said the same thing.
Yeah, I just think that I think that a lot of it's been covered now. It's an 18-year-old game. You know, the styles, if you're going from like a hunt type, sort of cinematic type, visually pleasing, whatever style you'd call it, and then you've got Puba, who's very or Puba, who's got his own take on it, edits a certain way. And then to be fair, Dave edits a certain way. His is very clean editing for the community. So you got a lot of different styles there. But they've all been iterated on. I guess really with the 3D side, not if you were to create like a simulated scene in 3D, that's not been done a lot really. But if you looked at the CS, the standard for CS editing, that is the standard. The standard is, suddenly a guy will get like a 4K and the map will snap in half.
Right.
That's the standard for CS editing. It's just but they've been at it a lot longer. So
Yeah, man, we got to bridge that gap between close that gap between the CS and COD editing and the Halo editing space. And I think
Yeah.
you're right. I think you're right for sure. We need to explore more 3D animation, 3D assets, all that 3D stuff.
yeah, for sure. But I mean, it's, you can't today, for example, I'm creating this scene for a player model who's just in a 3D scene. CS person would just import that player rigged model from a game, whereas I took a screenshot off MCC of the stance that I wanted, took the screenshot off theater, put it on my other screen, and then copied it in Blender with a rigged model. It took me an hour.
Yeah.
So it's just you haven't got the luxuries as much as they have, but you still can create stuff.
It's so much easier. Yeah, it's so much more accessible in Call of Duty and in Counter-Strike. Yeah, you're completely right. Yeah.
Yeah.
So we can just shoot the shit now. Do you have any questions for me, or would you like to do any shout outs? We're already at an hour.
Yeah, shout out Z Dave. Yeah, OG. Thanks very much for sorting us out with the clips and everything. Yeah, I think it went pretty well. And I was gonna rabble on about it, but I mean, Dave does this thing called down patching. Do you know what that is?
I don't.
Yeah, so if a player sends you the original theater file, then you can save it to your local hard drive, and then you'll have to down patch your MCC to the version of when it was captured. And then you can play that theater clip on your PC.
Ah, okay.
So Dave's like a master of down patching, so he did all of that. So shout out Dave.
So did he get you all the footage, and did he edit the video, or did he just get you all the footage?
Yeah, so we would go on to, he'd be like, what clip do you want? Because to be fair, Dave organized all of the clips into patch numbers for the MCC on what patch it was on, so then he could down patch it to that patch, find the patch numbers in this Google sheet, and then so I'd say I need this clip. He'd load the clip, get the down patch sorted, and then he'd say what angles do you want? And then I'd talk him through exactly what angle and how to shoot it, and then he'd do it.
Man, we didn't know how good we had it back in the day, huh?
Oh, dude, honestly, here.
Working theater system. Yeah.
Yeah, working theater system, no chance.
It's crazy, man.
2025, man.
Yeah, you'd think we'd already had figured out how to like import all the scenes and stuff with all the animations in from Halo, but it might be an engine thing, like, you know?
Yeah, man. Like CS gets like direct Unreal Engine compatibility, and we can't get a theater clip in.
Yeah, I'm jealous as fuck.
Dude, what's going on?
Yeah, dude.
What's going Oh man. Anyway, yeah, but I mean, it's just that took the longest time, to be fair, because you have to download the entire game again as soon as you wanted like down patch.
Oh, that's crazy.
Yeah. But who are your sort of inspirations? Who do you draw inspiration from?
Who do I draw inspiration from? Shoot, I wasn't expecting a question like this. For me, I look at like what's recent. Like so like your edit, like right now, I'm drawing inspiration from that. Like that last scene with the televisions and the Spartan dancing and stuff like that. And any other things that I can, any other gems in the video that I can pick out. Like, I look at stuff like that and I'm like, man, like I gotta step my game up, and it keeps me motivated to keep pushing.
Appreciate that, bro.
Yeah. But like guys like Pooba, for example, they keep me on my toes. Like I remember I talked to Pooba one time and he was like, the edits you had back in the day, they were cool, but they're not as polished as the ones that we have now. And I was like, ah, I was like, oh, that hurt, man. I was like, he's right. He's right. He's right.
That's right in the chest.
Yeah, but he's right. Like a lot of the edits that we have from back in the day, they're nowhere near as polished as the ones coming out now, you know?
Yeah.
And I mean, a lot of that has to do with the times, right? Like the standards have just gone up. And, thankfully we still got guys from back in the day, like Prime by Haunt, for example, Zola's Legacy, The Avengers by Muggsy, CJ, that still hold up to this day, even after 10, 15 years, you know? Um,
Yeah. Yeah. No, those guys, those videos, and like I was saying earlier, like those videos mean something, don't they? So for sure, like if I was gonna do like a big edit, it would have to mean something. Like have some good tones and stuff.
Absolutely. I'll say this. I used to be like back when I was editing, it was like right around the same time that Zola was editing. So like I used to be like the biggest Zola hater because I was like, man, this guy's so good. Like I wanted to be him. Um,
Yeah.
I used to be like the biggest hater, and like I remember when he released Legacy, I was like, dude, this is. I actually like. I was like, this is fucking awesome. Like I'm so proud of somebody in our space creating something so legendary. I couldn't like even hate on him for it. I was like, dude, thank you so much, because like this was on the level of like other edits and like other FPS titles and other Frag movie spaces, in my opinion. So,
Like for sure, like I think those videos, the really big videos for the Halo community have been, in my opinion, better montages than any of the other games. Like if you looked at like Prime and Legacy and the Straight Rip Montage and like Carnage and Chaos, I would say as well, actually. Like those montages, like they are better. I think they've got better pacing and like visually are better to watch for 12 minutes or whatever they are than some of the big like COD montages back in the day, for example, that got a huge amount of views, like Mazzarini and Paradox Play with the Soul. Like it's a great montage, but it doesn't it's probably the game really, because the game just doesn't hit nostalgically the same. Like don't get me wrong, I love COD, but watching a Halo montage that's like really good, yeah, it's not much better really.
so we'll end off on this. How do you feel about a creator like Katha, for example? Like, what's your opinion on him? Because that's like the Zola of Call of Duty.
Of God, yeah. I mean, Cather is unbelievable, really. I remember watching his content. Whatever it's what was it, Jailbait, and then what was the recent one? I can't remember the recent one, but that was the one with the birds, wasn't it? Where the birds fly over, and then you got the had the shadow on the floor, and that was the theme going through the whole video. But Katha was Katha was a good example of how to incorporate clean 3D into an edit, I think. Because he you know, it wasn't a full 3D edit or anything, but it had the scenes that were 3D, they all served a purpose.
Right.
So that's why I think, because the angles that you got that Katha put in those videos, I remember them being like, whoa, they like, it's a lot different, like, and it just surprises people. And I think in an 18-year-old game like Halo 3, like, or any of the Halos, I think if you can incorporate 3D elements, like, you're gonna surprise the viewer a bit more.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I always looked at like I always saw like I had seen Nikki was talking about a comment that Katha left on one of her videos. I don't know if you're familiar with this story. Um he had left a comment on one of her Counter-Strike edits, or maybe Call of Duty edits, I'm not sure.
Yeah.
Where he said it's a good edit, but it's a little bit I thought it was a little bit too much 3D, a little bit too much. I always think about that. Like, what do you mean by that? You know? Like, cause I look at a Nikki edit and I'm like, dude, this is clean as fuck, you know? Like downright, besides just sound work, like I think it's pretty much the cream of the crop there.
Do you know? Yeah, I mean, I like. If I was going to be brutally honest about that, I like Nikki's edits, but that, like, they're all like, all the bits in the video are all like high moments. There's no real low moments, so like it's all just like you're buzzing all the time sort of thing. But there's no real like up and downs kind of thing. That's the only thing I can say as to that's what that person meant, I guess.
You think what he meant was like, I could do it better. You know?
Oh my god, like definitely not. Like she's pretty good at that.
That's what I'm wondering. That's what I'm wondering, because I hear that and I'm like, he's like giving, advice to, and it's like, I don't know, man. Like,
I'm just purely guessing as to what that guy meant. I mean, that's the only thing that I can think of.
dude,
She's like,
I'd fucking love to see another Katha edit. Like, I would pay money to see another Katha edit.
did you watch that that edit that Kaiser did for Phase Scope? Was it that Call of Duty one?
Oh yeah, dude, I love him, man.
Did like that? Was it? Was it called like that? I think it was.
I think so. That's with like the car and he like grabs the sniper in the air. Dude.
And it's got the one on the train and he jumps off it.
Right, yeah, yeah. He's got one where he crashes through like glass, and the glass, smashes into pieces, and he's got an upside down like angle of him falling to the ground. Absolutely nuts.
You know, as soon as I saw that glass scene, you know what that glass scene's off, right?
Is it from like Spider-Man?
No, it's from it's that song, it's that film that James McAvoy's in. Where they curve the bullets.
Oh man, Wanted.
Wanted, yeah, because the guy jumps out the building and the glass stays on his face.
Yeah.
That he smashes it. I think he did that effect. Because as soon as I saw it, I was like, I'm pretty sure I've seen that before.
That's so cool, man. Yeah, that guy's the GOAT, dude.
Yeah, but you can't iterate creativity without imitation. That's what they say.
Yeah, we'll leave off on this last question. How do you think we can tap into genuine inspiration for creativity?
For me, just like you need to find a like something that you like, basically that you love doing. I think that you need to find a song that provokes something, and then generally, like I just said, imitation. Like there's no everything's imitated a little bit. So I think really, if you're starting, find somebody that you like, whose videos you like watching, and then iterate on how they, what they do and how they do it. And I think very quickly you can form an opinion on the style, because you'll have gone down the road and you find out how to do stuff, and then before you know it, you'll find your own style.
Okay. All right, everybody. That was Rocket Goose, man. Thank you so much for coming on, brother. Would absolutely love to get you on in the future in like a year or so. Um, and again,
Goose.
absolutely awesome, awesome chatting with you, man.
Yeah, no. Thank you very much for having me.
Have a good one. Bye.
Yeah, you too, man. See ya.